What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, July 8th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I had a really interesting weekend. I did see Mr. David Palmer, the Leo King, on Saturday. That was really nice to catch up. We had a really good time. I was so happy to see him so happy, and Sophia and the family and the baby, and really good vibes. So that was definitely a highlight for the weekend, and got some paddleboarding done. And then Sunday was weird for me. Sunday was a weird vibe. Nothing went as planned. Um, Hard to even describe it. And then, okay, so look, it's Sunday right now. Be honest with you guys. I'm just gonna tell you, really weird day today. Really weird day at work. Probably quitting that job. Just because I feel like I should. Nothing really happened that like made me feel that way other than I just like woke up with a really bitter taste in my mouth for that place, and it didn't even do anything to me. So it's just I feel like I just need to move on. I don't know. Anyways, weird day with that. But then I'm sitting here after work and I'm looking at my YouTube, and there's this interview with John Bernthal, who's an actor, and he has a podcast out, which I didn't know. It's called like, what's it called? Burn something? Real Ones. It's called Real Ones with John Bernthal. Anyways, he's interviewing Shia LaBeouf, and I'm like, huh. Super curious to see what Shia LaBeouf has to say, because Shia LaBeouf has been in a bunch of crazy situations over the last like 5 years. And I remember in 2020, I put something out on Twitter, on my Fixed Air Moon Twitter, which I haven't even been on in probably over a year now. So I think it still exists. I don't know. Anyways, if it's still out there, I put out this horoscope that I did on Shia LaBeouf. And I was pretty much talking about how I was just doing his chart for fun on Twitter, pretty much just for engagement. And I really broke down how I thought he was going to have this huge spiritual awakening and basically kind of become like some kind of like a guru and like someone that people are going to like look up to one day spiritually. Um, which is super funny because right after I did that, not right after, but pretty soon after I posted that on Twitter, which got decent engagement, sure, so that worked, but he got like arrested for domestic violence. And I was like, oops, didn't call that one, and that's not very spiritual. Um, so, anyways, I just kind of wrote it off. But it's so funny because now I see this, which came out a year ago. So it's not like it's brand new either. So who knows? Somebody could have seen it watching this and know what I'm talking about, or who knows if anybody even cares. It was just super random find. And I'm listening to it and I'm getting all emotional because that was like his rock bottom moment. And then he did like really change his life and kick alcoholism and started like hanging out with monks. Like he's very spiritual now, and I'm like, holy shit, I got it right. um and you know what the best part about that is that I don't even care that I got it right. I'm just genuinely happy for the transformation, and that's more why it made me feel kind of emotional. And I haven't even finished it yet. It's like 2 hours long, and I got like 45 minutes into it, but I was like, I need to do a horoscope, so I had to pause it, and that's why it's like fresh on my mind. Man, it's been a weird weekend for me. And that's just like one example of it. And it's had like really good highs and then weird lows, like earlier today, where I almost just walked out of my grocery store job and just for no reason, like didn't even like just bye. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for listening. Thanks for letting me vent. I haven't really talked to many people today actually about anything, so thanks for listening. Anyways, let's look at the astrology for Monday. I usually save those rants for the end, but yeah, I just suckered you all in real quick there, didn't I? Anyways, let's see what's up Monday. Well, we still got this mutual reception between the moon and the sun, sharing dignification with the sun in the moon's home of Cancer and the moon in the sun's home of Leo. So, very nice mutual reception. Shows it there, but you all know. You don't know the dignities, so I don't have to tell you. But it does bump the scores up, right? So the sun and the moon are definitely doing very good. They're strong. And that's definitely intensifying energy. It's intensifying, of course, ego in many ways. And it's also intensifying different emotions and having to really figure things out. And especially we're figuring things out because Mercury and Jupiter are in their sextile, and we got a whole adventure of things to figure out about ourselves and contemplate and ask questions, and you know, truth comes out too. So it's just so interesting how that can unfold in our lives. But it's important to be open, to not be too dogmatic right now, but to be really, ask questions. Questions are so good, they're so helpful, and I think on this Monday it can give our egos a lot of understanding, and it can also give us a good spiritual understanding. Like we need to ask questions right now about whatever it is that we're doing, and maybe we have our own contemplations going on, and we need to ask ourselves questions. Maybe we need to ask relationship stuff questions. Like, it's very interesting with Venus coming off the squares to Chiron, working on an opposition to Pluto. But that's not all. We got Juno at 19 degrees of Virgo in opposition to Saturn retrograde. And we have a south node in Libra with Lilith. So can't hide from, definitely people and relationships being a pretty big thing right now. And it's very interesting. I feel like if you're single, you're probably looking for a relationship, and maybe you're close to it. And I don't know, this Juno opposite Saturn retrograde is very interesting. And if you're in a relationship, you're definitely like seeing things a little bit more clearly now. Maybe some illusion has gotten knocked off with Neptune now retrograde and Saturn retrograde in Pisces, and all these nodes, the Venus and the Sun square the nodes, a new moon square the nodes, the sun, so there's a lot with that south node, and seeing things as they are, asking good questions right now, and I think, being open to hearing answers and hearing, the truth about situations is very, 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 very good. The moon's getting, pretty well, it's getting, I'll be honest, it's of course going to square over to Mars today and finish the day with a square to Uranus, but it's also trining Chiron. So definitely getting a kick in the butt today. I feel like there's some, like, it's a start to the week. It's gonna feel like a start to the week. It's gonna feel intense. We have intensity building with Venus at 26, moving into also a trine with Neptune. So Venus is in a very interesting spot, and I'll clear the chart because I'm kind of thinking now that so much of this is about Venus. Because Venus is going to sextile Uranus. It's going to trine Neptune, and it's going to oppose Pluto. So it's just hitting so many different angles to so many outer planets. All of them. All the ones past Saturn it's hitting as it comes into Leo. So these next couple days are very heavily based around an interesting correlation to relationships, but also our money, our self-worth, our values, and just the relationship we have to even jobs with Juno in Virgo. Maybe that's some part of the thing I'm feeling too. Our relationship to money and how we're getting money, and our schedules, and are we taking care of ourselves? Are we being healthy? Are we nurturing ourselves? Or are we doing too much? Are we stressing ourselves out? I'm not necessarily saying that I'm stressed. I feel pretty good, but these are things we want to be asking questions about. This is where we get to the truth. We're honing in on truth today, and the only way to do that is to ask questions and to, just for the sake of it, pretend like you don't know the answer for once, okay? Like, pretend like you don't know so that you can really into it, because Mars square, the moon square Mars here is definitely going to kick emotion into play. It's going to get a lot of fuel pumping. It's going to get a lot of blood pumping, and especially with the moon in Leo, it's going to have us really feeling things about ourselves, and even in the Taurus, really feeling things about what's good for us, what's better, what's quality. Venus Uranus definitely trying to break us out of something too. So I think we want to be open to asking questions, because the truth is right there to be found today, and we really want to be open to that. We don't want to be dogmatic right now with Jupiter on Aldebaran coming to 10 degrees today. Aldebaran sits at 10 degrees of Gemini. And it's opposite Antares at 9 degrees of Saggy, which is really like it's kind of like the like Archangel Michael and Lucifer in polarity in some ways. And we can use this great sword of truth to expand past boundaries and to use Uranus to liberate ourselves for the betterment of life and quality. And we just can't know all the answers. I think we just want to just not get dogmatic. Jupiter's in Gemini. It is not time to be the know-it-all. We just want to be really open today. It can take us a long way. And I think that, we won't feel so much anger with the moon square Mars today if we're able to pivot by asking questions, if we're able to let emotion come to understanding and like kind of sift through certain feelings that can be a little abrasive. But also, this is good, I think, energetically for doing something with our body, moving energy around, very prominent. So it's like asking questions, moving your body, doing something that feels good, that's amplifying the quality of your life and your environment, and something that's uplifting and nurturing to yourself too. It's Cancer season, so definitely want to start this week off trying to, I think, pay good attention to how to heal our egos right now, how to still put our energy into stuff, how to know what's best for us, but by asking questions. Instead of just saying, yeah, that's always been good, it's like, well, is that good? Is this, and this good for me? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I hope you have a great Monday. Hope you ask lots of questions. And I think there's definitely a lot to find for ourselves today. And there's a lot of ways to use the energy. We don't want to get too kicked in the butt by Mars. It can be abrasive. But I think there's a lot of backup. And, how we use certain energy is going to provide healing in our lives with Chiron. And Uranus is also trying to say, a little different move here and there could possibly just take you right where you want to go and accelerate you higher to where you want to be in life. So I think we want to be intellectually strong today, and we absolutely should be, with Mercury and Jupiter in a sextile, with Jupiter in Mercury's sign and Mercury in Leo, a sign of our creative actualization of self. So we can really understand how to creatively actualize and use our ego and our voice and our brains for something very positive and creative today. So I hope that you find that today, on this Monday. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Well, I think that we're striving to turn that card around. I think that it's a very interesting day of really being sensual with yourself, sensual with your emotions, feeling them, and being intelligent enough to ask why certain things are being felt. Really linking the emotion with the mind, really linking the question to what the answer could be, and not expecting a certain answer and not expecting to do the same thing over and over again. The moon's going to come into Virgo, and we can dial up a whole new routine that's way better for ourselves this week. So could definitely be feeling some shifts this week of like, how are the days going to go about? But if we're not emotionally sovereign within ourselves, we can not take advantage. And I think today is like a great advantage. It's a good one if you use the energy that you feel properly. What might be triggering, what's exciting your body too, what's exciting your emotions, what's exciting your life. Dig into those, create with those, and the stuff that's just triggering in a bad way, well, we can't be, scared and insecure. We need to embrace certain changes and flow with them. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great Monday. I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.